High in the Himalayas, a crisis is unfolding. Glaciers, once permanent fixtures on the landscape, are melting at an alarming rate. This melting is creating a new danger: glacial lakes. These lakes, often dammed by unstable ice and rock, are growing rapidly. Their expansion poses a significant threat to the millions of people living downstream. Data from various sources paint a stark picture. The Hindu Kush Karakoram Himalaya region has witnessed a 10% increase in glacial lake area since 1990. The Ganga Basin, a lifeline for millions, shows an even more dramatic increase, a 22% rise in the number of glacial lakes. These figures underscore the rapid pace of change in this fragile ecosystem. The growth of these lakes is directly linked to rising global temperatures, a consequence of human activity. As temperatures climb, glaciers melt at an accelerated pace. This meltwater feeds the glacial lakes, causing them to expand rapidly. The implications of this trend are far-reaching, with potentially catastrophic consequences for the region and its inhabitants. The rapid growth of glacial lakes in the Himalayas brings with it a terrifying danger: glacial lake outburst floods, or GLOFs. These events occur when the natural dams containing these lakes fail, releasing a torrent of water and debris downstream. The consequences of such events can be catastrophic, causing widespread destruction and loss of life. The risk of GLOFs is intrinsically linked to the stability of the dams that contain these glacial lakes. These dams, often composed of loose rock and ice, are inherently fragile. They are highly susceptible to breaches caused by factors such as earthquakes, avalanches, or simply the increasing pressure of the expanding lake. The statistics are alarming. Over 76% of Himalayan glacial lakes are dammed by these precarious structures. The historical data underscores the growing threat of GLOFs. A staggering 70% of GLOF events recorded in the region since 1833 have occurred in the past 50 years, indicating a sharp increase in frequency. This trend aligns with the observed acceleration of glacier melt and the expansion of glacial lakes. The majority of these events, about 72%, are triggered by avalanches or heavy rainfall, both of which are becoming more common due to climate change. The devastating impact of GLOFs was brought into sharp focus in 2023 when a glacial lake in Sikkim, India, burst its banks. The South Lonak Lake, situated high in the Himalayas, released an estimated 50 million cubic meters of water in a sudden and catastrophic event. The resulting flood, a stark reminder of the destructive power of nature unleashed, caused widespread devastation. The floodwaters, carrying a deadly mix of water, boulders, and debris, surged down the valley, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Critical infrastructure, including 15 bridges and a hydroelectric dam, were destroyed, crippling the region's connectivity and power supply. The human cost of the disaster was immense, with over 92 fatalities reported. The Sikkim GLOF serves as a tragic reminder of the very real threat these glacial lakes pose. The 2023 Sikkim disaster highlighted another critical issue: the inadequacy of existing early warning systems. Despite some monitoring efforts, the floodwaters overwhelmed infrastructure before adequate warnings could be issued, highlighting the urgent need for more robust and timely alert systems. This event underscores the need for increased investment in disaster preparedness and mitigation strategies to minimize the impact of future GLOF events. The escalating crisis in the Himalayas demands immediate and concerted action. The melting glaciers and the looming threat of GLOFs represent a significant challenge, but also an opportunity to implement sustainable solutions. Addressing this complex issue requires a multi-pronged approach, focusing on enhanced monitoring, glacier conservation, and building community resilience. Strengthening monitoring systems is paramount. Organizations like Suhora Technologies are using advanced technologies, including synthetic aperture radar and optical imaging, to monitor glacial lake dynamics and glacier health. These efforts are crucial for identifying high-risk areas and predicting potential GLOF events. However, as the 2023 Sikkim disaster demonstrated, there are significant gaps in existing early warning systems. Investment in glacier conservation is critical. Reducing global greenhouse gas emissions is essential to slowing down the rate of glacial melt. While this requires global action, local efforts to reduce black carbon deposits on glaciers can also play a significant role. Community-based adaptation strategies, such as developing early warning systems, evacuation plans, and resilient infrastructure, are crucial for minimizing the impact of future GLOF events. The future of the Himalayas and the millions of people who depend on its resources hangs in the balance. The time for action is now. By investing in scientific research, implementing sustainable policies, and empowering local communities, we can mitigate the risks posed by melting glaciers and build a more resilient future for this fragile region.